Hello, everyone. My name is Joe, and today I'll be sharing with you my life story. I've never shared it with on a format like this, open, and I'm going to try to give you the entire thing. So here we go. Um, it was 1995. I was 5 years old, and I remember my mother was driving the car, and we stopped, and I looked over and realized we were at my grandparents' house, and I thought we were there to go see my grandparents, and I was excited, but my mother stepped out of the car and she opened my door. And before I can get out, she looked at me and she said, "I want you to walk up that driveway and say goodbye to your dad." I had no idea on what that meant. I looked out the back window and saw my dad putting uh, bags and suitcases into a truck, and she let me out, and I ran up the driveway excited to see my dad. But then I thought I'd surprise him, play a little joke on him. And I grabbed his hand, and it startled him a little bit, and I was laughing. But to my surprise, he wasn't excited to see me. He was upset. And he said, "What are you doing here?" And I said, I pointed toward my mother. She was at the street. And I said, "Mom told me to tell you bye." And he looked at her, and I could tell he was getting mad by his expression on his face, and he was shaking his head at her. So my hand was already in his, and he started jerking me, walking me down the driveway. And I looked up at him and I said, "Dad, where are you going?" And he looked down, and he said, "I'm going to California." And I said, "Can I go with you?" He said, "No, go back to your mother." And as we got there, he just kind of tossed me to her by my hand, and she put me in the back in the car. And I couldn't hear what was being said, and I probably couldn't understand anything either, being 5 years old and all, but I know that they were arguing. And she got back in the car, and I was staring out that back window of the car, looking at him. And she started the car, and we drove off, and I was crying, and I was saying, "Is Dad leaving? Is Dad staying?" She didn't answer me, and she turned to right. She took a right away from that street, and that was the last time I saw my dad. So it was 1995 then, so 4 years go by, and the 4 years I was with my mother, it was me, my sister, and my mother. And the 4 years with her was terrible, bouncing from home to home to home to home, to babysitter to babysitter. It was very unstable. And I'm sure all of it had to do with her being an alcoholic and on drugs. And I don't know, but for some reason, my mom knew some people in town. I don't know, from her high school days, or she knew them because she grew up with them. I don't know, but these people kept telling my mother, "Hey, there's some people from Oklahoma City that would love to have a son, because they have 5 daughters, and they're willing to help you out and take your kid off your hand." I guess my mom was too strung out on it, and she was just like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, let's get rid of them." So fast forward 4 years, and me and my sister are being given away, like literally given away, like people give away puppies or kittens that they don't want. That's how it felt, and in all actuality, that's how it was. That's how it is. And these people would come down to Texas for vacation, summer vacation. They were from Oklahoma City. So I remember one day, my mother was like happy. She was excited. I didn't know, she's never acted like this before. She got me and my sister in the car, took us to these people, got us out of the car, and started walking us toward these people. And something in me just decided to stop walking. And I turned around and looked at her, and I said, oh, "What's?" I forgot what I said. I said, "What's going on?" Or something like that. And she looked at me, and I remember she said, I can't take care of you anymore. She said, plus my girlfriend doesn't want any kids around. And being 9 years old, I really didn't understand what she meant by that, but she was excited, and she was, she turned me around and started walking me toward them and was saying in my ear, hey, it's going to be a vacation. You're going to have fun. It's going to be a good time. It's a vacation for you guys. Have fun. That's how I thought of it. That's how I took it. I took her words for it. So she gave me to them, and I remember looking at her. She was signing a paper, and she gave it to them. I don't know what the paper was. And she got in the car, and she had a friend in the car with her, and they drove off. With the windows down, I could hear them screaming like "woohoo," excited or whatever. And we got in their truck, and we drove off on our way to Oklahoma City with these people we never knew. I don't want to say their names, but I remember looking out the truck, out the window, thinking to myself, like, why is this happening again? Did I do something wrong? You know, that's how I felt. And these people that she gave us to were not fit for us, yet alone being parents for their kids. And I go to these people, and they're abusive. Like, it's insane on how abusive they were. You know, it wasn't, you know, fun. It was never a childhood. I lived with those people from Oklahoma City for 4 years of my life. My mother gave me up when I was 9. I just turned 10 when I got with them. So I stayed with them for 4 years. And they were very abusive. Very abusive. I remember that, situations where, well, first of all, I slept in the closet. And it so happens I slept in the closet, a very small closet on tile floor. And I, they would strip me down to my underwear, or sometimes they would strip me down naked. I guess they found it humorous because it wasn't. It was very humiliating to me. I guess that's what they were trying to do. And I stayed in this closet. They would starve me. Um, they would, every night, you can guarantee every night, every day, they would throw a pot of hot water or a pot of cold water on me as a way of torturing me, and throw me outside in the snow. And I remember I had to sleep outside in the snow because they wouldn't let me back in. And I slept with the dogs in their doghouse because they had blankets. And these people were very abusive, man. I mean, 4 years of it, and I'm just giving you like things that I can remember. I remember a lot, but like, I didn't really have a childhood either. Only thing that they would use me for is to do physical labor, work, and steal. They would make me get in their truck and go steal for them. They would have me walk into these convenience stores, these big stores, and have me steal all kind of stuff. I never knew why, but I remember him telling me that I need to pay something. I need to pay my share around here. I can't just live here for free. Here I am, 10, 11, 12 years old, like, what am I supposed to do? And if I didn't do it, they'd beat me. They would humiliate me. They would get a pair of my underwear and put it on my head and have me walk down a street to torture me. They would put cigarettes out on me. They would get dog manure and put it in a cup and mix it with some water and spit